How's everyone doing? Welcome to the final episode of After the After Hours with your boy TraderPrad. The final day of this week is tomorrow going to be a free fall Friday. Now get ready for tomorrow. Powell going on the microphone. Powell going on the microphone again. Get ready for tomorrow. So I do have a watch list ready, but if you guys are ready, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the support. This is your boy TraderPrad. TraderPrad. But if you guys are ready for this show to get started, why don't we dive into the full screen and hit that like and subscribe. Yo, what is up, chat? How's everyone doing? Welcome back to a brand new month, brand new week. It's September. We're here. We're locked and loaded. Opportunities today. Boy, oh boy, the market really crushing down today. Nvidia down 9%. Who saw that one coming? Who saw that one coming, right? So big down move on Nvidia today. A couple other stocks pulled back. Market pulled back. We had some good trading opportunities. It was like a free fall Tuesday that came out of nowhere, or should we call it Timber Tuesday? We had a nice little Timber Tuesday here after a 4-day weekend, and the market obviously getting hurt today. S&P 500 getting hurt. Nvidia pulling back 9%. What is the plan here for September? You know, we can pull out statistics saying Septembers are usually the worst months for the market. We can pull out statistics like, oh, the market only pulled back to the anchored VWAP lows of August lows or something like that, which I will show you. So we can pull out all these statistics, but one thing that always stands true is the only thing we know is we know nothing, right? We did not see this little short move on the market today sneaking up on us, but I'm glad that I was positioned short, because then I got to actually take advantage of this move that the market gave us at the end of the day. Throughout the day, realistically, even on Nvidia. So I had myself a little green day, a nice little green day to start the month, to start the week. Looking forward to see what damage can we really put on the market over here, as a lot of stocks have pulled back pretty close to those August lows, maybe to their own anchored VWAPs respectively to the August lows. The S&P 500 pulled back pretty much around to those areas too, where the anchored VWAP comes in, about the prices that we were talking about a few weeks ago. So now it's time to expect a couple things, either a compression or more weakness. I have people in my DMs telling me this could be either the start to a big correction or a crash. I'm not the one saying that, but there's people out there who are predicting, maybe even positioning themselves for this potential crash, potential correction coming in. So we have a lot to talk about over here on the market for a day trader's perspective, which is what I am. I'm a day trader. For a day trader's perspective, how do we take advantage tomorrow? And also kind of look at the big picture perspective that could potentially help us with the bigger trade opportunity also setting up in this month. And then obviously in November we have election. Volatility opens up for the election period too. So much going in over here, going into the end of this year. It is such a fun time in the market. Volatility, I think, kind of sneaking back in slightly over here with the sell-off we had today. No one saw that sell-off coming, right? So volatility opening up slightly. Let's see if that gets wiped back out right away as market immediately bounces up, or do we find some compression now, some volatility declining, but the market compressing, and then we resolve one side or the other, giving us opportunities. So we're gonna set up for all of those possibilities later on in the stream. Firstly, starting with names that reported earnings, such as GitLab, Asana, Zscaler, even stocks that report earnings tomorrow. So we'll set up for all of those, and then we'll go to the Magnificent 7, the QQQ, the S&P 500 to see where we can make that sweet cheddar cheese, baby. Before we do all that, let's say hello to the beautiful people in the chat. We got TH, we got Dieter in both the chats at the moment, and we got Momo in the house. It's seasonal. I'll reverse after the election. I'm guessing you're talking about your position, you reverse your position. I'm not sure what you mean by that, to be honest. But Momo, good to see you. I see you playing Shapes. One of my buddies, Angry Buddha, is absolutely addicted to Shapes right now. He's probably not in the stream because he's playing Shapes. Probably because he's playing Shapes. He seems very addicted to it, and I saw that you were streaming today too. Go check out Momo. She doesn't really talk to you when she's streaming, but go check her out. All right. So why don't we head over to the full screen here, and I'll show you guys how my trades went on the day today, and then we can go from there to the homework part. Boom. So here are my trades on the day today, starting with Nvidia. So Nvidia obviously getting a DOJ subpoena. Cracking to the downside over here. That 117 was also a big level. It was the post-split price where the stock was holding above, and then couple weeks later it started trading below that. So kind of coming back to that price point. Even in pre-market, you can see how it was basing out right before this 117 area. So if you look at that, it just sells off, then it pops up and it creates some sort of a triple top over here on the 1 minute chart, just constantly selling below VWAP, constantly selling below VWAP. Anytime we do sell over here though, we pop right back up. We sell, we pop right back up. But this time we do a little bit different. We sell and we continue to start selling off, and I start to really push into the short there, but right into the 110, I think it was 110 area. There was about 1 million shares sitting over there at 110. So I got whipped back and forth around that price. Eventually, this whole trade ended right there for a profit. Then later on in the day, I tried a long. Sorry, that was 112, not 110. This is 110. Later on in the day, off of that 1 million share size around 110, I try a long. That one doesn't really work out. I try to front run the size there. That one gets me stopped out. The stock actually double bottoms, manages to move back into VWAP, or actually I think the 21 EMA, and then rejects the 21 EMA. So at that point, I scale back into the short. I scalp them on the way down. I get back on the pops, add, and then I'm able to pretty much catch the big short on Nvidia to the downside. I think Nvidia actually goes a little bit lower than that much later on in the day. Let's actually go see. 107.29 was a low a day, and I think I pretty much got out by 108. Pretty much I was done by 108. I started the trade around 109, 110 actually is where I started the trade. 109.85 was my first entry. I can remember that. And then we're just pretty much adding all the way down, taking profits into 108, and at that point just being happy with my trade. My I think the top ticker traded today was Nvidia. However, I believe Pinduoduo a little bit better, except for this one little part here in the middle where actually it starts off over here where the mistake starts, but then I correct that mistake eventually later on in the day. So how does the trade start? Pinduoduo has been beaten down quite a bit recently because of its earnings report, China trade, and so on, but they didn't actually have a bad report in themselves. So I wasn't really too bearish watching Pinduoduo's report. So I was able to look for a long right off the VWAP bounce. See how aggressively flushed into VWAP, but then it bounced right off of VWAP, equally aggressive. So I got into that long right there. Should have added on this little hold here, did not add, but I'm able to take some profits out. Here is where I kind of start making maybe not the worst decision, because you can see how it flushes and then immediately bounces back up. So I figured this is getting bought up in this area quite well. I can give it to VWAP for the risk. I'm not really that worried. So I start getting into the trade. I start, finding more reasons to get long, and I completely start ignoring the reasons to most likely not get long. Instead, because of that, I get a little worried about my position. I am now taking away some shares for a loss and getting back into it, getting out some more size for a loss, and then I'm finally getting back in. But at this point, I'm not getting back in with the amount of size that I had at the start of the day over here because of these few bad entries that I had to take losses on. Eventually, I do catch the move. I'm able to get back into the trade, and I'm able to turn a winning stock to a loser back into a winner again. Just not as well as I could have done on this because of a couple bad decisions, ignoring the variables against me, only focusing on the variables that are for me, and making bad calls. Intel, tried a long over there, didn't work out. ASTS, forget the stock, need to just stop trading it. ADSK, Autodesk, I try a long, basically kind of like what Pinduoduo happens, looking to see if it can bounce off of VWAP. A little hold around VWAP does come into play, but clearly gives up that hold and starts selling lower. It just channels lower all day along with the rest of the market. So I figured, why fight the long when the market's selling off? This stock doesn't really have any special catalyst for it to kind of launch off with. It doesn't even have the volume to do that, so no real reason to continue forcing this long here on Autodesk, and I just closed it for a loss and moved on. And that was my 5 trades on the day today. Overall, nice little green day for me to bag home. Now let's show you guys the economic calendar, the earnings calendar for tomorrow, out of which we'll be getting some stocks, out of which we'll be reading some of the reports from, starting with Zscaler, GitHub, Asana. So I'm pretty sure most of the people at this point, especially if you're in some sort of a tech company, you probably use Asana or Slack. Basically, they help you in communications within the team. I think Asana is actually a tracker of bugs and so on, something that possibly Stonks.com uses, right? People call out the bugs, they log the bugs on Asana, the ticket system, the Trello board, I think it's what it's called. I can't remember if that's what it's called, the Trello board, right? Where people just move tickets and so on. It's a good waterfall tracking system. I believe that's what it's called, the methodology for a software completion life cycle, blah 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 blah. Zscaler, not sure what they do. I think they're like a house company. If I remember correctly, Zscaler was for renting homes, or is that a different stock that I'm thinking about that starts with Z also? Trying to remember if it was Zscaler. We'll figure it out. And then GitLab, obviously, you guys know my baby GitLab, my love of my life, GitLab. Wish I was still owning the position. I don't anymore, but always love to watch GitLab move to the high side, and it popped up a good 15% in the after hours over here based on its earnings report. I was also listening to a little bit of the call today on on stongs.com, and the call also sounded pretty bullish to me. So let's go take a look at the report real quick using our friends over at Benzinga. Check out Benzinga using the link below in the description. If you're watching me on stongs.com, click on my name, go to my profile, you'll see a link right on my profile. That'll be my link tree page, and that will show you all my affiliate sponsors right there for you. GitLab shares are climbing. I almost said dropping. Climbing after the company reported financial quarters. Here are the numbers. Earnings of 15 cents per share, beating estimates of by 50%. Okay, but they're not telling us how much. Estimates were about 0.9 cents. They reported 15 cents overall. Quarterly revenue came in at 182.6 million, which beat analyst consensus estimates of 176.8889 million by 3.23%. So not by much, but represents a 30.8% increase over the same period last year. That's really good. Consumers with more than 5,000 average recurring revenue reached 9,314, an increase by 19% year to year. Customers with more than $100,000 of an average recurring revenue reached 1,076, an increase of 33% year over year. Dollar-based net retention rate was 126%. Total RPO grew by 51% year to year to 747.9 million, while CRPO grew by 42% to 475 million. Organizations need to deliver software faster to accelerate performance and respond to intense competition, said the CEO. Our results show the combination of our end-to-end platform and AI solutions are driving results for our customers by aligning to business goals, providing measurable benefits, and improving security. GitLab sees fiscal year 2025 earnings between 45 cents to 47 cents per share versus estimates of 36. That's pretty good. Revenue of range of 742 to 744 million versus estimates of 736. So outlook looking great. Current report looking great. Growth on every single sector, every single aspect. Exactly what you want to see for a growth company like GitLab. So GitLab looking good again. If you are already in it, I think you just continue holding it. Obviously the IPO prices of 70, 90 is quite a bit of a far distance out. I will still continue to say that GitLab will eventually get bought out by the competitor being Google, competitor being anybody who's not Microsoft, because Microsoft owns GitHub, who is the main competitor for GitLab. So GitHub is already spoken for by Microsoft, and I think eventually at one point Amazon or Google, I think DocuSign or Datadog, I forget which one of those two, just recently came out and said they would be potentially be looking to buy out GitLab. That rumor kind of fizzled down pretty quickly and nothing really happened out of that. There was like a move for a week or maybe a couple days, but besides that, nothing really. But this report giving us a nice little bounce to the upside over here on GitLab, taking us right back to $52, $53. Looking to see on any pullback in tomorrow in these areas. I can't remember what stock did this. I think it was Zoom, actually, Zoom, where I said look for this area to get bought up on the dip, and when Zoom did that, boom, it was a monster move to the upside. Today the market sold off drastically too, so if the market has any sort of a rebound tomorrow and the market starts to go absolutely crazy, I think GitLab can use that as a little bit of booster juice and start really rocketing higher and go test some of these higher resistance areas into $60. So watching how GitLab does. Some of these stocks these days, the growth names that have been reporting well, they've been moving crazy quick and just catching a trend and sticking to that trend all day. For example, Zoom, for example, Affirm. So very interested to see how GitLab trades tomorrow. One thing I will have to warn you on is GitLab's liquidity is atrocious. It's not going to be a fun name to look for liquidity. The spread will be whipsawy sometimes. So hopefully the volume comes into it tomorrow, so we don't get whipped around on the spread. That way we get to pull off some easy money opportunities, some easy money snipe trades, and actually get to play momentum also. But if volume is low on this position, then try not to play momentum and try to play more like a swing trader's mindset, right? Look for dips to get bought into. So I am very closely looking to see how the stock trades into $50, into $48, which is right around yesterday's high, not even today's high. Today's high will be around 46. I'm more so wondering if 48, right around 48.75, which was last week's high, if we pull back into those prices, can buying come in and be aggressive around these areas, at which point you're seeing what does being aggressive in these areas mean. The stock is going down. First the stock is going down, but then as it's going down, you are now seeing a big fight taking place for the buyers. First, the buyers are probably waiting at, let's say, 875, because they are expecting for the gap close to happen. Right around 48.75, you start seeing people being a little bit more aggressive. They are now going 48.85, 48.95, 49, 49.15. How fastly are the bids accumulating on the way down into these prices? How quickly are the bids just kind of crossing over and just hitting the ask anytime we go to the downside, hitting the offer anytime we go to the downside into these key levels? That shows you aggression and bids fighting for the price. But then if anytime we do make a pop off of this area, you're just watching the bids get slammed, that's showing you that there's a seller here, and they're gonna keep slamming it down for a little bit until they're done so, right? So watching very closely how the price action in this area plays out, bids versus sellers, see if bidders are bidding it higher quicker than the sellers are selling it down lower, and that's when you get to see a fight. And how fast is that fight happening on the tape? The aggression will also be able to give you a little bit of a green light, red light type of a feel to it. And then obviously with the size that's actually being printed on the volume, your eyes are not going to be able to pick up all of this information if you're new to this, but that's what you want to look for. How is the bid holding? Is the bid weak? Is the bid strong? Is the ask weak? Is the ask strong? And you're constantly studying this whole relationship with the buyers and the sellers. You're studying, and then you're making an educated guess off of this study. That's basically what reading tape is. What's up, Blind Jedi? We're talking about GitLab. You know how much I love GitLab. So basically waiting for the stock to get bought up tomorrow. Let me just throw in an earnings anchored VWAP. It's coming right around 49.75. But like I said, 48.75, that was, sorry, 49.57. Let's just say 49.50. Anywhere from 49.50 to 48, honestly, I'm gonna be continue watching that whole area as a long. If the stock is selling below 48, then I'm kind of, you know, question marking the earnings report and not really looking to play long anymore. So if we start getting below somewhere around 47.50, 48, now I'm just bringing the number down. I'm gonna stick to 48. The second we start trading below 48 and not hold above 48, it's just no longer a long for me. No longer a long for me. So 49.50 to 48. Let's see if GitLab can hold that on any sort of dip tomorrow. Ideally, it should not even pull down. It should just continue rallying higher and higher and higher. And the only pullbacks we get is to play somewhere above 55. So the stock opens higher through 51. I think it's right now around this 51 area, 52 area. It goes through 52. Pulls back and holds somewhere between 52 and $50, allowing us to look for that dip long. But if it doesn't give you that dip long and right off the open it flushes down a little bit and then bounces off of this area, I want to be very ready to get involved in that price point. Okay, Zscaler. What does Zscaler do? I'm thinking about Zillow. I was thinking about Zillow. Now I remember who I was getting Zscaler confused with. I was thinking about Zillow Group. Usually a fun name to trade also, but Zscaler completely different. What do you guys do again? B2B, cloud protections, digital experience. Company was founded by Jagtar Singh Chowdhury. Okay, one of my dudes. I love it. Offers zero trust exchange, Zscaler client connectors, Zscaler internet access, private access, B2B, cloud protection. Okay, so basically cloud and internet and security type of data processing. Okay, well, that's fancy. That's a pretty good bull flag right there, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing bull flag. If you pull back on the daily, this is a daily chart, but if you look out on the daily chart, we have an awesome double top, awesome double bottom, playing out picture perfectly over here in terms of a technical trading mindset, right? So now on this earnings report, which looks to be green, they were expected to be 70 cents per share. They reported 88 cents per share. They were expected to report 567 million revenue for this quarter. They reported 592. Let's go quickly see if they actually went higher. No, big down move actually instead for your boys over here on Zscaler, pushing almost as low into the last month's low around $155. So let's go find out a little bit deeper why did the stock go down. ZS, bringing our friends over at Benzinga. Revenue was up 30% on a year-to-year basis. Deferred revenue increased 32% year-to-year on a, okay, calculating billings grew by 27%. Cash flow operation margins total to, in the quarter, company generated 136.6 million free cash flow for the fourth quarter, up 101.3. In the prior year's quarters, Zscaler ended the quarter with approximately 2.41 billion in cash and equivalents. Okay, customer adoption of zero trust. Okay. Fiscal quarter revenue to be in the range of 604 to 606 million. The company sees first quarter adjusted earnings of 62 cents per share to 63 cents per share. No expectations though, just what they reported. Full year coming in at around 2.6 to 2.62 and expects 2.81 to 2.87 per share for EPS. So I mean, I can't really compare that to anything if Benzinga doesn't help me with like numbers like that. So that's when I get a little annoyed with the Benzinga. So we're gonna have to go take a look at Zscaler here instead. Statistics, financials. So what do you look like? 42, 56, 62, 47, 34, 34. Full year. This is quarter by quarter though. No, okay, this is year to year. Okay, that's pretty good. 2.6. Okay, you're still growing in that case. Yeah, they're still growing in that case. So the stock just completely getting beat no matter what to the downside. Added to the list of stocks that reported well and still, you know, still not having the potential to reap its own benefits off a good report. So going all the way down over here, oh my god. So that's August lows. And we're almost back down to August lows. We're like at 160, 165 at the moment in the after hours right there. So if the stock does go lower into August lows, I think looking long might not be a wrong idea because of how okay the report looks. 30% growth on year to year. Every single aspect was growth. So I'm not really seeing why the stock deserves to be as low. So looking to see if it can get bought back up tomorrow. But keep in mind, some of the names over here these days, doesn't matter how bad the report is. Look at the divergence of the MACD and everything. MACD basically showing you that there's more downside right now as we already pulled back to the flat line and are getting ready to get back under the flat line. So MACD is basically telling you there's more downside over here on Zscaler. So yeah, I mean, don't try to catch a falling knife. Don't try to catch a falling knife. This could very easily be the one, even if you think that the report was good. So just wait patiently. If buying comes in at any of these levels, I think looking long might not be a wrong idea. But we have seen a lot of these names recently where they report well and they just struggle. They just struggle to hold any buying at all. Asana, what did you do today? You also sold off. Wow, Asana's at $11? I remember Asana at the crazy prices. No longer is Asana here anymore, huh? That's crazy, man. Wow, Asana now at 11, 13, $11. Basically going back into all-time low at this point, right? Yeah, all-time low 11.29. And what did we hit over here in the after hours? Basically hitting all-time low and breaking all-time low slightly. So at this point, I mean, you don't even need the earnings report. If the stock gets below $10.85 and finds selling below that, it's just easy short. But if it continues to hold above 10.85, above 11, there's gonna be an easy long back up through to the north side, because I mean the all-time low is ridiculous. All-time low is ridiculous. PagerDuty, don't tell me you're also going to all-time low here. It is. Wow, PagerDuty getting smoked over here too. I remember trading these stocks so long ago at such better prices. Wow, that's so sad. Sad times to most of these stocks. A couple stocks that I haven't traded in a while. DKS, Dick's Sporting Goods. Dollar Tree, DLTR. Ooh, Dollar Tree going even lower again. And hasn't even reported. This is just, you know, copycatting. What's the other stock now? DG. It's basically copycatting DG. And wow, Dollar Tree selling off even more today a little bit. DLTR. Right before the earnings, almost like somebody knew something, and here comes a destruction on this position. So watching this one tomorrow, without a doubt, they report earnings. So watching these guys. Dell, they were stuck at an amazing range before earnings report. They tried to break out, didn't really manage to do so. With the market weakness today, we're moving back into that very same support area where I think Dell could find some longs in. But if Dell doesn't find longs in this area, we can easily crush back down on Dell, and that's gonna open up some downside for me to take advantage on. Kava under 110. As long as Kava stays above 110, I'm not looking short. But the second Kava gets below 110 and actually finds selling under that price point, I want to be involved with that trade. Here's a stock that actually, you know, not sure how to set up for this one, but I think there's something here. If it gets below 257.50, I think there's so much room over here for it to play with. But if it's, I think it could be choppy too. That's my problem. I've been having a battle with this stock. I guess market really needs to sell off for me to think I want to go heavy short workday under 250 or something, or under 255, sorry. But the only thing that's going to keep me away from it is the volume on this position. For how pricey the stock is, the volume on it is not the best. It's not like Nvidia that does 300 million shares when it's only you know, 108, 107, 117, or whatever the price of Nvidia is at any point. It still brings in 300 million shares these days. That's the beauty of Nvidia. That's the beauty of Tesla. But sadly, Workday not in that basket. So it's on my watch list. I'm still gonna watch it. I just don't know what the play is yet. It's a beautiful consolidation, but I'm not sure how much juice the resolution will have to the downside. I'm just not sure how much resolution the juice will have to the downside on Workday. Intel, big move right back on Intel, with the power of Nvidia moving back into $20 and Intel moving right back into 20. Today's low $19.99. So moving right back into that $20, almost negating that whole move with them, you know, having a bank coming in and stepping in from them getting sold off and all that other news over there that they were using to kind of climb back. Intel struggling right back to the south side. We'll see if 20 continue holding. Starbucks had a fail breakout of 96, and now looking like it wants to go back down. At this point, if Starbucks gets below 91.50, I am actually getting ready for that beautiful short opportunity. I think right now we're still at that $93 price, so just waiting for Starbucks. I'm just gonna put in 93 as resistance, because I think that will possibly turn into resistance very soon, and then 91.50 to the downside of the short to keep an eye on. And I'll put it on blue because I don't think we'll have it mature tomorrow, but it will be maturing in the next few days. Bitcoin cracking back down. Why did I pull up Microsoft? MSTR has been almost a short every single day right now. One of my buddies has been killing it trading MSTR almost every single day. I had one good day on this stock, and I just kind of stopped trading it. That's my own fault. Pretty much all you're doing is you're watching the Bitcoin market. Shout out on stonks.com. These days you actually have so many crypto streamers talking about a bunch of crypto trades of their own. For example, Alpha Exchange, he's right now streaming cryptocurrencies. We also have this guy over here who's streaming live Bitcoin move and Bitcoin liquidations and so on. You know, for those of you interested on all that fun stuff, you can check them out on stonks.com, which is where I'll be streaming every single day in the morning and also every single night at 8 o'clock like I do right now. Go check out stonks.com. But Mara, Coinbase, Bitcoin getting back under to the south side over here a little bit, opening up some short opportunities across the board. SMCI, as long as SMCI stays below this level over here, I think the short continues to present itself. We keep rejecting off of these areas right now, but you got to be ready to get hurt a little bit if you're trading SMCI. Just putting that one out there. It's a $52 ATR stock, okay? $52 ATR stock. If you're giving the stock only 10 cents of risk, you're crazy. You're crazy. Apple. I guess since we're already there, did we actually talk about Dell? Yeah, we actually talked about Dell. Since we're already at Apple, let's just go talk about QQQ and S&P 500 instead. You can see how this purple anchored VWAP, which comes from the August lows, is exactly where the QQQ market and the S&P 500 almost pulling back to that area, showing you that the SPY actually potentially has a little bit more pullback than the QQQ, which was obviously always weaker than S&P 500. QQQ is usually also a lot stronger than the S&P 500 when that day comes to it, because there's only 100 names that move the QQQ compared to 500 names that move the S&P 500, and usually out of the 500 names that move S&P 500, not usually, it is mathematically out of the 500 names that move S&P 500, the top 7 are in the QQQ. So basically, if the QQQ is moving, S&P 500 should move too. It's just a no-brainer at that point, right? But the QQQ being a lot weaker, mainly because I'd say Nvidia getting hurt today, drastically pulling back 9%. I mean, wow, Nvidia almost getting ready to go back to the $100 area, which I think people will be looking to once again get long. You know, anyone who missed the ride on Nvidia from this August low will be looking to buy the dip into $100. I know a lot of people in my chat previously were talking about it. I think they were actually talking about it today morning when I was streaming on stonks.com, as I was live taking positions on Nvidia and so on, that you guys could follow me along. So come check me out. So that was fun. People looking to see if they want to buy 100 area. We'll see if they are able to defend it. But as we're looking at the QQQ and the S&P 500, people are really worried about this move now, right? That bounce came in, but we struggled on the way down over here. We struggled. There were bounces, but for the most part, it was a shorter's paradise. Every single day you could have taken advantage of the previous day high, kind of struggling on the way down, almost like the same way where on the way up we were just enjoying the previous day highs being taken out. Previous day high being taken out, previous day's high being taken out, previous day's low holding, previous day high getting taken out, previous day's low holding. So almost a reversal over here, but this is a significant pullback on mainly Nvidia. on mainly Nvidia. So we're waiting to see if some of these other stocks such as Apple, Amazon didn't really pull back that hard, right? Not really that hard. Google pulled back a little decent today. Google almost back to August lows. Microsoft, little pullback, but I'm not really looking to trade Microsoft. Tesla is a name to keep on watch. Tesla did look very strong today, especially off the open. I remember Dieter calling out and saying, you know, Tesla looks really strong today. He wasn't wrong. Tesla did look strong at one point, but then it sadly got weak again with the rest of the market. So this is something to keep an eye on. My cheat trick for this, or I shouldn't even say my cheat trick, my managers have taught me to do this instead, is look at these stocks on the hourly. I mean, always use the hourly chart. And then you'll be able to judge you know, if the stock is getting ready to short or getting ready to long. So for example, if Apple can find selling on pops into 223.50 and stay under 223.50, that would basically show you that anyone who bought since August 15th till today, they're all underwater, right? If we cannot stay above whatever that price that we just threw in there, 224 basically, if Apple cannot stay above 224, anyone who's now a little bit of a bag holder is going to get stopped out or is going to punch out themselves. We already had some stops getting punched and some stops hitting on the way down, but now the question is, on the pullback, are we actually able to stay above 223.50, find buying above 224? If Apple does not find buying above 224, that just opens up that big pocket to the downside that's taking us all the way right here, 220, even maybe to 215 for the coming weeks or so. Apple has been the most ridiculously strong Magnificent 7 stock so far, and if Apple starts to give up the gains, that's going to hurt the market too, and I really believe that hurt will start pouring in once we stop holding above this 224 area. So lack of holding 224 tomorrow on the bid will just automatically get me short on Apple. So watching this one without a doubt. Amazon surprisingly held 174 quite well, so I'm not really looking to do anything with Amazon. Google, if it pulls back into that August low, right? So a lot of stocks have bounced off of these August lows. Let's see how Google behaves at that August low, 154.92, 154.93, if we do push into that price point. Google, usually though, I'm not a big fan of trading Google as a day trade. Google's choppy, it's not clean, it's ugly. But if it can find some buying, we can see right over here, if it can find buying above 156, above 155, 154.92, 155, if it can find buying above it, it can possibly set up for a long. Meta, same idea as Apple. If it cannot stay above some of these key price points where we're consolidating in, it looks a little choppy, so I'm not really that interested as much as I am on Apple. But watching Meta without a doubt, I was watching Meta today, I just could not find a trade for myself in there. Tesla, Nvidia, right? Nvidia, big pullback, 9% pullback. This is moving like a small cap again, like okay. So I think the big question right now that people are asking themselves for Nvidia is 100 incoming. Is 100 incoming? That's the main question that people are asking themselves tomorrow. And if they believe that 100 will be coming in, then why would they buy anywhere before 100? If they don't think 100 is incoming, then you should see aggressive buying all the way back into earnings anchored VWAP, at which point you can make a decision later on. So not really looking to make a decision in the middle of the range. Either we go to 100 where I make a decision off of there, or we go into this 116, 117 area where I get to make a decision again, a decision that I have been making for the longest time over here on Nvidia, and those decisions have been almost free money. Here's QQQ. Even on the hourly chart, you can see how we're bouncing right off of the August anchored VWAP coming into play. S&P 500 still some of a move away from that August anchored VWAP. So if we do pull down here for the S&P 500, that's going to take Qs most likely a little bit lower. So get ready for some weakness to pour into the market there. We're still going into FOMC. FOMC coming up very, very, very soon. I believe FOMC is what, September 18th? Come on. Yeah, September 18th, FOMC. 62% probability that we're getting an interest rate cut decision of 25 beeps, or a 38% probability that we're getting an interest rate cut decision of half beeps, so 50 beeps. So we'll see if they'll actually come into play that way. Economic calendar. Let's go check out the economic calendar real quick. Oh, that's not the economic calendar. Here's the economic calendar. Do we have anything that's important tomorrow? Export, imports. 8:30, you have export, imports. You have factory orders. You have Jolt job opening. Nothing really of too significance. I guess maybe Jolt's that's has a 10, that's right, 10 star. It has a 5-star wanted level, so 3-star wanted level over here for Jolt's job opening around 10 o'clock. Obviously, export imports. I have seen markets move off of those numbers. So anything with 2-star or a 3-star, you might want to keep an eye out to see what happens for the market around those time periods. Tomorrow, I do expect a nothing burger day. I am not expecting a big rebound on the market, but I'm also not expecting the market to sell off drastically. QQQ sold off 3% today. When have you ever seen the Qs sell off 3% and have another 2% sell off the very next day? Almost never, right? So I don't think you're gonna watch the Qs do that tomorrow at all. I want to quickly go check out what our friends at Think with Bookmap are showing right now at their streams. Think with Bookmap, ES futures, and we are going down. Looks like the market's actually going to gap lower. That's not what I want. NQ, no, what the hell? NQ, there you go. Looks like the markets are most likely gapping lower. And NVIDIA is going to open up into $100. NVIDIA is going to open up into $100. All right. Anything else that I'm missing out, chat? Because I don't think I have anything left. We talked about most of the stocks we want to be ready for. Large cap, Magnificent 7, earnings names, economic calendar, IPO calendar. We're forgetting IPO calendar. Where is my IPO? Are you my IPO calendar? Yes, you are supposed to be my IPO calendar. Okay. Oh, what in the fuck is this? Did they change this? Oh, they're trying to be fancy here. Okay. No real IPOs that I care about. Small names over here. Phaeton Holdings, Powell Max Limited, Xenatech. So a bunch of names that you know, small, looks like extremely small cap, 1.6, 2 million, only 14 million offer amount. Random names, $4 to $5 listings. So you know, no names, nothing that we should really care about. Usually names that are at least 100 million offer amount are the ones that I go for. So if it's not 100 million, I don't really care about it too much. But here are some of the names that if you are interested, I'll just zoom in for you. ZENA, PMAX, PTHL. Reporting, sorry, not reporting, going IPO sometime in September. Besides that, I think tonight's stream is the shortest stream in a while, because we didn't really have much going on yesterday. Long weekend. Hopefully you guys got to enjoy your long weekend with your family members. Nice little Labor Day long weekend. I was out at a barbecue. I enjoyed the barbecue with a couple of my friends. Yando, I think you guys know Yando from the old trade floor. Good jerk chicken. He made jerk chicken, but who puts barbecue flavor on jerk chicken, bro? If you're watching this, who puts barbecue flavor on jerk chicken? It was good. Don't get me wrong. It was fucking amazing. It slapped. But who puts barbecue on jerk chicken? I don't understand that. Maybe I'm just the purist when it comes to jerk chicken because I have it so much. My mom makes it. We make it. My brother makes it. You know, we go to this place so religiously. I'm just a purist when it comes to jerk chicken. I love jerk chicken. Besides that, what else we have? Oh, I took some samosas over. Those were fun. Those special samosas, you know, people don't really know about that samosa in Canada because usually samosas in Canada are very bland. They have almost no flavor in it at all, so they're very boring. So that was fun to introduce people to. No UFC this weekend. That was very boring, but we did have Formula 1. Formula 1, obviously, McLaren continuing the dominance. Shout out to McLaren. My car over there in the back. Shout out to McLaren. Besides that, yeah, very tiring weekend for me. I'm still a little tired from the weekend, from all the partying, from all the alcohol. Granted, I slept ridiculously long yesterday. I'm still a little tired, still a little exhausted. What's that noise? Oh, that's the stream. Oh, we're going back up. Look at that. Wow. Market going back up. Pew! Market is shooting back up out of nowhere. Shout out to the market. So market going back up. We did gap down a little bit, but looks like we'll probably go back up. We'll see where the market opens up into. If you are interested in seeing what positions I will be trading, make sure you tune into stonks.com/TraderPrad. That will be in the morning, 9 o'clock, 9 to 3 p.m. 9 a.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern. I'll be streaming my positions. You can come hang out with me. You can come ask me questions and all that other fun stuff. You will even see me watching YouTube videos while I'm eating lunch. So why don't you pull up and we can all make some good money like I did some today. So if you didn't make any money, that's because you were probably watching my previous employer and that's your fault. So come watch me instead on stocks.com and we can all have some fun. But ladies and gentlemen, I am going to head out. It is, I know, not even 9 o'clock. I know I'm not even playing chess, but I am going to head out because I'm a little tired and I also have to do some chores. I have to do the dishes. I have to take care of some stuff. So I'm going to call it today early. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow if you do show up. If not, I'll catch you whenever you do show up. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, TraderPrad out. Time to roll in the outro. Wait a minute. Where's the outro? You guys hear my throat? How tired I am from yelling the whole weekend? Alright. Have a good night. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Have an even better trading session. Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Shout out to my affiliate sponsors, Trade Ideas, TraderSync, Benzinga. Use code PRAD15 at the checkout. Shout out to stonks.com for signing me as their founding creator. I'm having a lot of fun streaming on their platform. I would love for you guys to create accounts on there because eventually we're going to stop streaming on YouTube completely and only use YouTube to upload our offline videos. So make sure you create a stonks.com account if you want to continue watching me. But until then, TraderPrad out. Adios. Good night. Magnificent 7 also had a pretty good day on themselves today, so pretty good moves across the board. Tech basket it destroys. Get ready for it. Trade off of. Get ready for the watch list for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna bring in my big screen over here. Back to another brand new week of After the After Hours with your host TraderPrad. I'm doing great. Hopefully you guys are joining me on that great side. Markets are moving around. Might just be a risk on type of day. So let's see what happens. 8 o'clock tomorrow, as you guys know, we do the stream Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Shout out to my affiliate sponsors, Benzinga, Trade Ideas, the #1 scanner to go to, Trader Sync, promo code down below, promo code PRAD15 to get 15% off. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. Until then, TraderPrad out. Adios.